So I thought about recently, I want to start mastering how to do video editing, graphic design, and as well as mostly on Adobe Premiere Pro. I was using Clipchamp, but Clipchamp just does not work for me. And I would not advise any real professional or serious video editor to use Clipchamp. I mean, Clipchamp is pretty cool if you're using it for TikTok or Instagram, but I to be honest with you, and all in all, I would just take the time to learn Adobe Premiere Pro. There is no video editing software out there that's better than Adobe Premiere Pro, and Adobe Premiere Pro is also the industry standard. So if you're a serious content creator, if you're just first starting out, or any of that, I would recommend just learning Adobe Premiere Pro. Adobe has all these other different softwares that you can use as well that can really help you with your content creation and making your videos, your marketing strategies more appealing. So that's what I'm focused on doing now. So I'm dabbling with that a little bit more, learning how to use Adobe Premiere Pro, because I want my content to be very, very appealing and engaging for all my subscribers and for years to come, or because I'm not going to stop doing what I do. I'm going to keep creating and keep writing and documenting and vlogging everything that I do, because my end goal is, that's why I just create this channel. My end goal is for me to become not only a multi-trillionaire. Like, me saying that I want to be a multi-trillionaire is not a metaphorical sense. It is something that I do want to achieve, but it's more on a deeper level of why I say that. It's more on a spiritual and divine level of why I say that. The human spirit is indomitable, and I believe that whatever you are doing is not bigger than who you are. I believe that we can get caught up in identifying ourselves of what we do and even how we do it, but we need to identify ourselves more internally. That's where true identity comes from, internally. When we start to identify things externally, we can lose ourselves. And then, because if you stop doing that, and then some people, they can just end up becoming depressed. They don't know what to do because they lost their sense of identity. But when you dig deeper and you learn yourself and you understand that there is nothing that is bigger than you, that you are bigger than that, then you don't lose yourself, you don't lose your identity. So I say that, I want to be a trillionaire, I want to be a multi-trillionaire, because I'm not limiting myself on anything that I do. I know the endless, the infinite, how can I say it? I know the infinite opportunities that can come with that. I know how much one can accomplish and achieve and succeed and just gain eternal fulfillment in the process of self-actualization. And when you learn to listen to your spirit, when you awaken your spirit and you listen to your spirit, then you learn to earn with your spirit, not just earning with your mind or even earning with your soul, but earning with your spirit. There is nothing more powerful than the human spirit. The human spirit is extremely, extremely powerful. And so when you learn to just use all three of these and consistently renewing your mind, and then learning about your soul, and then learning how to use your soul to navigate you through life, and then learning how to awaken your spirit and listening to your spirit and earning with your spirit and earning with all three, and then you just go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into that. You study that. There's nothing that you just learn as you go along in life, that there's nothing that you cannot do at all. So to a certain extent, in a metaphorical sense, there's nothing that you cannot do at all. I mean, we still are human beings. So our human spirit is somewhat, I don't want to use the word limited because of our bodies, but our human spirit is not limited, but we have a little bit of constraints because we are human beings and we are on this world. But with that being said, we still have the human spirit. We still have a mind. We still have our imagination. Those three things, man, like are infinite, go beyond our true existence. And so we will only be able to have the ability to use just a small pieces of them. But if we use that to its full capacity, there is so much what we can do, and history has already shown what people has accomplished throughout time leading up to now. So just think about that. Do research. Like, that's why I do these videos. That's why I'm writing, because I'm learning as well. But I came up with this idea. I first heard about earning with your mind, and that is a very powerful thing to do. Earn with your mind. But then I wanted to go even to the extreme even more, because there are other things that's more greater than the mind that the human being has, that the human being possesses. That's the human soul and the human spirit. And so you can earn with your mind, but you can still not have your spirit awaken. And so your spirit, awakening your spirit is more of a deeper spiritual, I guess you could say religious, divine aspect. And so I'm learning and I'm digging deeper into that. So understand what your greatest assets are. Understand what your greatest possessions are, and use and understand and learn how to leverage that to your advantage for the rest of your life. Build systems, leverage, use your imagination, learn how to earn with your spirit, learn how to listen to your spirit. But you first must awaken your spirit, and that is more on a divine level. That is more on a divine dimension. There is so much wealth of information out there on how we can learn to listen to our spirit. God is in the spirit, God is within us, and so we cannot really fully live our lives as so-called a happy lifestyle or a joyful lifestyle, in a joyful lifestyle, and be fulfilled without acknowledging God. Because if God is minus something that we do, then we're fooling ourselves believing that we are happy, we are joyful, we are fulfilled, we are doing something that's holy. And that's something else too. Even us being happy, you probably could be happy, but being happy is not something that we should strive for. Because you can do very self-destructive things and be happy. You can do things that can cost you in your later life and you can be happy. You can do something right now at this very second, and your body can have these dopamine levels, because these dopamine levels, it's a pleasure seeking aspect, the process of pleasure seeking. And so when you're in the process of pleasure seeking, you can be happy in that process. But so that's why happy is is overrated. It's not about you wanting to be happy. It's about you focusing on, how can I be holy? How can I be consistent? How can I be not even just be strong, but how can I be resilient? There are things that you have to educate yourself on and not get caught up on right now, on what can make me feel so good right now. You have to delay the gratification. You have to delay these pleasure seeking aspects, these pleasure seeking tasks that you are indulging in. And it's a hard thing to do, because you are denying your flesh. You are killing your flesh, and you are renewing your mind into a spiritual mind. But when you step into that process of self-actualization, and when you learn to awaken your spirit and listen to it, then you will know that the longer you go in doing this, that the more indomitable and fulfilled and powerful that you will become, and holy that you will become. So I just wanted to throw some of those things out there. I'll do another video on this to stress a little bit more on it. It was something that was on my mind, on my heart, and I wanted to just talk a little bit about it. But it's something that I believe that if we really learn to educate, or if we educate ourselves on these things, we are going to really master and become a transcendent human beings and individuals. Because the only good thing about the only purpose really to me and about this life, about living and about our mere existence, is for us to get better each and every day. Get better and better every single day. And when you think about how you can be better every single day, you're going to expand your mind, and you don't just ask yourself, how can I be better in everything? How can I be a complete human being? How can I reach my full potential? And the answers are more than what you can imagine. So every night before I even go to bed, I thought about asking myself this question and just letting it lay in my subconscious. How can I earn $1 trillion? How can I reach my full potential? Just simple questions, just things that are on my desires, that's on my heart. Go to sleep, and I will let that rest on my subconscious. I don't know the answers, but just asking myself these things can be in my subconscious, and then now I can wire my body, wire my brain, wire my being, my whole being, every fiber of my being, to start detecting, to start analyzing and looking on how to do it. Our subconscious is it's a very, very deep and serious thing, and that's why it's very important to what we feed ourselves, and what stories are we telling ourselves, and what we are observing, what we are learning, what we are analyzing, what we are studying, what we are reading, what we are watching, what we're listening to, who we're talking to, who we put ourselves around. All those things matter. Every single thing that we associate ourselves with matters. And because our subconscious picks it up, and it's in the back of our minds, and we cannot be aware of it. But when we do become aware of these things, and then when our subconscious is picking stuff up, then we can learn how to be in that harmonious alignment with our future. But if we are picking up and we're feeding ourselves garbage and nonsense and ridiculous information, and we're telling ourselves these ridiculous self-destructive stories, then we are not going to get anywhere. That's it. That's just the bottom line. We're not going to go anywhere. We're just going to be a consistent rolling rat, like spinning wheel, and then you're just going to, and then what you're going to probably do is just try to find other people outside in the world, society, and label them as a villain, why you're not where you're supposed to be. But it's because of you. Everything that you are the reason why you are where you are right now. It's nobody else's fault. It's nobody else's reason. It's nobody else has anything to do with where you are right now. You put yourself there. You have to understand that what you have, what you possess, you may not be using it, but what God has given us is extremely powerful. But we have to learn how to use it to our leverage. So right now, that's it. I will do another video very soon on this, and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you ever thought about how indomitable the human spirit is? Have you ever thought about how you can earn with the human spirit? Have you thought about earning with your mind, earning with your soul, earning with your human spirit? Learning about your mind, learning about your human soul, learning about the human spirit. Have you thought about how you can use psychology and studying persuasion to earn? Have you ever thought about that, making money, earning with money, earning money, creating to earn money? Have you ever thought about that, the people who earns more money than the average Joe, that they are actually contributing more to society? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about that? Like that, maybe if I think about how I can create and how I can contribute, that is a measurement of how much the money I make is a measurement of how successful I am doing that, how successful I am in contributing to society, how successful I am in creating. Have you ever thought about those things, how money in the divine actually is in alignment with one another? that the divine is the money, that the divine is because money is a medium of exchange. So have you ever thought about these things, that it is a very divine thing to do, to create and to earn? How is that not divine? So think about these questions. Think about how, why, where, when, and let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back soon.